Hey, what's up guys, Bryce here, and we're back at it again for another video. And in this video we are going to be driving the LMP2 car for the first time in iRacing. We are at Homestead Miami Speedway, and also the first time at this track. We are finally done with the radicals. I did Hockenheim, but that was at night, so I didn't record any videos. And this is my new helmet that I mentioned a few videos back that I wanted when I was finally able to get my hands on one, and got it done by Steve over at Train Paints. Be sure to check him out in the link in the description. That'll be there. And he did a really nice job. I have a butterfly on the back of it. We have Evolution, the logo on the side of it, and overall I think it looks really nice. I'm overall just really happy with it. And the livery for the car was made by me. I make all the liveries, but I just didn't feel like I had the skills and just really didn't want to have to put too much time into a helmet, so that's why I just was able to get someone to do it, and it came out really nice, and I really do enjoy that. But with the Radicals, Radical is definitely one of my favorite cars, and you've seen me drive that for the past maybe month, maybe a couple weeks now, and that car is really fun. We'll get back to the Radicals in a second because we are about to approach our qualifying lap. We just did that first lap there, but this is going to be our fastest lap in qualifying. This track is a really fun track, braking once that tarmac changes color, second gear, and you can use second gear to get enough rotation. We have a really slow speed corner. You really want to go slow through there, only 50 miles an hour through there, and then we're going to carry more speed in through here, and then almost a slingshot down to the next corner, a little bit of a straightaway here, and I think this is turn 4 or 5, braking at the 200 meter board, staying in fourth gear, and we run a little bit wide. Ideally you want to hit that apex and straight line into the exit, keep the wheel nice and straight, and then another straightaway down to this hairpin, which is going to lead you on to the banking almost, braking right at that pull on the right, braking all the way down to first gear, trail braking a lot on the gas mid corner, accelerating through the corner, and here you really want to stay tight to the inside there. You can use a lot of track there and not get an off track, which is good. Going through this left hand here, just a lift of the gas and braking really hard for this corner here. It is a scary corner to go through, but you'll get more comfortable time through there. Chicane, which is pretty awesome, and then it's flat out up through that banking. And there we go. That is a lap at Miami Speedway, and that put me on pole position. And in fact, the guy in second place, we had the same exact lap time. So that means that I thought he was going to be pretty competitive in the race. We get a really good start, just caught him off guard, and we're already, 0.2 of a second in front of him, which is really good. My starts are pretty strong overall, and breaking down into the second corner, and we are pretty much good. We don't have too much pressure from behind, which is good. And from here we pretty much take control of the race and just keep the gap, maintain that gap, and try not to make any mistakes in the first lap. Tires are obviously not up to full temperature, but it's not like the Radical, where the Radical tires are they really don't perform well, and they take a while to heat up just because the car is so light. The LMP2 car is a very heavy car compared to the Radical, so the tires can really get up to temperature quite quickly. So in the outlap, you actually want to be a little bit more slow than normal compared to the Radical, where you kind of do want to be trying to generate temperature into the tires. But I did do the Radical at Suzuka and Hockenheim, and those races were both at night, and I don't think I did any recordings there because they were both at night, and I really couldn't do a full race there because it's really hard to see with my Brio, and I just wanted the best experience possible. And half the time I didn't really get entertaining races or good races in, so I couldn't do a replay, but I for sure could have done it. And sometimes I literally just forgot to save the replay. I have it turned on so that it notifies me, but for some reason it's just subconscious to just click the X button, and I didn't save the replay, and at that point the race is kind of gone. I can't really do anything with it. So this time we have a race I was actually able to get. The Radicals were really fun. It's a really fun car to drive, and it's so fast compared to some other cars that feels very fast. It really requires just precision, and that's a really big part in it, and also smoothness. But when switching over to the LMP car, first thing I noticed that the LMP car is fast. Another thing is first gear is where you want to be sometimes, or most of the time when you're in slow speed corners, because say coming out of a hairpin, first gear is going to give you a lot better speed than second gear. Even though second gear is more stable, first gear is just way more speed. That's kind of when the turbo kicks in. So unlike, you know, say F1 in F1 2020, first gear is really not where you want to be, because it's just not worth it because the car has so much power. But the LMP2 car, it is very quick. Another thing I noticed is you need to trail brake a lot and just be smooth. Just be very smooth with every input you have. And I'm still trying to figure out, you know, what I can do with that gas, because I definitely can steer the car with the gas, and anyone can if you use it right, such as just going on it at the right time and just how much gas you apply. You can really rotate the car through corners on exit, which is good. But if you go on it too aggressively, you'll over rotate the car, which is not what you want. And the sound of the car, it's, you know, it's good, but it's a little disappointing in a way. It's nothing like the Lamborghini. I think the Lamborghini GT3 is an amazing sounding car and is one of my favorites in iRacing. But yeah, the LMP2 car isn't that bad actually. I heard they're gonna add some reverb to the sounds in the future, so we'll see what they add. iRacing is always adding stuff, so I'm sure they won't disappoint. And this banking on the last corner, I guess you could call that a corner, is kind of sketchy, because if you kind of aggressively go onto the banking, you'll feel the car really have to deal with the bumps. And it's kind of hard to tell if it's quicker to stay on the left and kind of avoid less of, you know, the bumps to keep all four wheels in the ground. But it really depends. If you hit the bump right and kind of hit it straight on, you can gain more time. So it's all about compromising what you feel most comfortable with, because if you're comfortable and confident in the car, you are going to be faster regardless of, you know, what you think is faster. As long as you're confident and comfortable, you're going to be doing pretty well. This hairpin here, you can see we're breaking down to first gear. And let's see, here I went deep, and that was not a good example. But on the next lap, I'll show you a good example of, you know, going on that throttle to rotate the car. I was going flat out through here, and I definitely went wide a bunch of times in my first kind of practice session here, but you have to lift just a slight bit, hit this apex on the inside, and this chicane is just all about focusing on the exit. And watch out for those little tires on the inside. I've hit those once, and I've gone very much into the wall. We can say that. So start this lap again, turn 1. You can keep it in second gear. The curb on the right is very small, so you have to be careful with that. First gear for this left-hander, and then we're going to flick it back into the right-hander. And then we have a little straight here. And then we stay in fourth gear. I don't shift into fifth gear. Fourth gear, I feel, is better. Braking right before the curb starts. First gear, that's kind of as close as you want to get to that apex. Again, you can go on top of that apex and sort of ride it, but I think if you kiss it, it's just better, because again, you're keeping all four wheels on the ground. Let's see if we get a good example here of kind of using that throttle. This looks pretty decent. We stay tight, but you can see the car just rotating once we get in that throttle. Once we get it pointed in the right direction, we can start to go on it more and accelerate through the corner. Another left-hander here, and if you made it this far into the video, I am offering coaching now on my website for free. Yes, it is free. All you have to do is go in the link description, go to my website, and apply for it. I'm only going to be picking a handful of people, so, you know, choose your answers wisely. But yeah, it's just going to be a very easy, laid-back, one-on-one session, and we can work on anything that you want to work on. In the future, I am looking to charge, but for now, I need experience, and I don't have a problem with doing it for free. I'm going to add in another option for a video review where you can send me your replay file of whatever it is, and you can also trim it into iRacing if you only want me to see a certain part of it, and then I can sort of analyze it, look at telemetry, and just see what I think you could be doing right or wrong. I haven't added that in yet, but hopefully by the time this video is out, that should be implemented into the website, and you'll definitely see that on there very soon. But general coaching is there, so make sure to apply, because at the time of recording this, I have not announced anything really too much. I post a little community post, but haven't done an official announcement, so really no one knows about it. So if you made it this far, be sure to apply, because, you know, once more people start to apply, I probably would have picked a few people already. So go check that out. It's on my website, bryceevolution.com. Be sure to check that out. And let's actually skip to the last lap of the race. And here we are, the last lap of the race. The gap behind is 1.6. So we were able to, you know, keep this gap. They weren't able to pass me. And we only had 10 people, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice to have more of an entertaining race. But once I do LMP races in GT3 and IMSA, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to be looking to do kind of a full race thing with that. So that's going to be a blast and a ton of fun. So last lap here. These cameras are really cool. These cameras are actually not iRacing cameras. These are custom cameras. I really forgot the name of these cameras or who they're made by, because my dad is one who gave these to me. But they are really nice cameras, and we have a nice dynamic camera here, which is really cool. And these are the cameras that I use throughout all of my videos and things like that. So last lap of the race, not pushing like crazy, but still kind of keeping the car in that limit area, but nothing like a qualifying lap. You kind of see it there. And let's see how we take these last two corners. A little bit, you know, slower than normal. Stay on the inside there, and that's what I was talking about, not using that curb. And we come home to win our first race in LMP2. So that was a lot of fun, and we go into the pits. I always do like a little outlap. I do enjoy doing that, just to kind of I don't know, just kind of a realistic thing to do. Just drive around the track in a slower manner. It feels good when you kind of push the whole race and then you actually get to cruise around the track, come into the pits, and that is gonna be it. I do that pretty much every single time, unless I really just don't feel like doing it after like a long race, but it is fun to do. So that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. You can expect more videos from me in the future. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.